Now we see, we see drones equal to toys now. Drones used to come, they said, we don't even know now this is a drug supplier drone or the one related to the conflict.
They also had no idea that when the drones are coming, because there was no advance alarm in most of the cases.
People said that times have changed, technology has changed, so we can't expect the enemy to behave the same way as they used to behave in 71. The 50% of the population, they had moved out and they are still coming back to the village. I mean, they have not come 100%, but yes, almost 80 to 90% they have moved back.
So it was first time when the fear was more in the cities than the villages, because people in the cities, they saw those things colliding with each other, and then they listened the blast, and also because there was no information of what was happening over there in the sky over them.
Hi, I'm Manraj Grewal Sharma from the Indian Express, Chandigarh. We are here to talk about the hostilities and their impact on Punjab, on the border state of Punjab. So ever since the Indo-Pak hostilities began on May 6th, Punjab has been on the edge. And even though a ceasefire was ordered on Sunday evening, not much has changed for most of the districts, with daily blackouts and drone sightings. With me are Rakhi Jagga and Kamaldeep Singh Barar, who've been mapping the changes on the ground. They've been going to the border villages, they've been going to the other districts to find out how this conflict is playing out in the state. First, Kamaldeep, who's been in Amritsar and Bathinda, who's been basically shuttling between Amritsar and Bathinda. So tell us, Kamal, how has it been?
It is a new concept of war for many people, how people are understanding this. Because earlier it used to be like in 2016, there was Uri attack, and after that attack, army had conducted surgical strikes in the POK. So after that strike, what had happened that immediately after the strikes on the same day, there was a sudden message from the government that all the villages alongside the 10 kilometer of the zero line, they should be evacuated. And they were evacuated. Like at that time, Punjab government forcefully implemented those evacuation orders, and the people were sent behind 10 kilometers. Relief camps were set, and the langar and the community kitchen, etc., was also set for them, and government made huge arrangements for that. But now, after these attacks, which had more gravity than what was 2016 surgical strikes, there were no such orders, or there were no such evacuations. In fact, all the border villages they refused to evacuate. There were very few reports where some people came behind from the zero line, but largely people remained in their villages, at their homes with their children. I will give you an example that my cousin, he lives in the village Rajuke. It is on the zero line, and he is in police department, and he is posted in Ludhiana. So when all this activity was going on, he was still in Ludhiana, like he didn't went back home. So I called him, and I called him to check on him. So I asked him, how are you? And he said, I am in Ludhiana. I asked him, didn't you go to your house, because it is very serious right now? He said that it is a different scenario now. Now we are not in danger. He said the rockets will fly over us, and they will go inside the Punjab, and so we are not at the risk. So and in the border villages, there was a feeling that this war is not going to be on the ground immediately. Also, this was also a feeling because earlier they have seen the war, and in past it used to be that before the war starts on ground, there will be lots of mobilization of the army in the border area. There will be deployments of the tanks and the ground forces. They will take over the bunkers, because there is a series of bunkers on the zero line. So all the army would come there, sit there. They will set their camps, and there was nothing like that now. after this
Because they did not
strikes, after these
they did
strikes.
not see any movement of army coming and displacing them. There was no such thing this time.
There was a movement of army, but it was very limited. It was very limited. It's not on that scale that that villagers would think that there is going to be a war. So whenever we ask them that why are you not moving because situation is very grave, they would say, "Can look, there is no sign of war on the ground where we are living," and because elders they were saying that we have seen the 1971 war, 1961 5 war, so we know how war looks like, and there is nothing like that right now. But on the other side, uh, because all the action that was playing in the sky over the cities, Amritsar, Jalandhar, Pathankot.
So you guys
So
saw a lot of drones, right? I mean, people say they are
yes,
drones or other
Yeah.
projectiles, and things fell on houses, on in fields.
Actually, I was just speaking to the few villagers just now before the call started uh, in Firozpur. So they said that they on Friday there were lots of drones they had seen in Firozpur sky in the cantonment area in the border area, and and they said even yesterday as well they saw the drones coming towards the this side. And then I said, then I mean, why didn't you raise the alarm? You didn't inform anybody. They said now we see, I mean, we see drones equal to toys now. And they said, we know that even on that day, army had handled them and they will handle them. And they said, now we are feeling that these drones are now becoming a part of our life. And earlier also, because in this border area for the drug supplies and all, drones used to come. They said, we don't even know now this is a drug supplier drone
Enemy
or
drone.
the one related to the conflict. And barring one two in Firozpur where they caused damage, uh, and one person has also died also. Otherwise, the most
Very
of the drones they were
unfortunate. One
neutralized.
person, she died
She died.
after being
She's
very badly
He
burned.
she sustained 100% burns, and it was evident that I mean, with 100% burns, she's not going to survive. And the male patient, her husband also, I mean, he's very critical, 72% burns. So the chances of recovery are very slow. But I mean, till the
Very
time he's taking treatment, we can't say anything about it.
okay. And how did the
So
district
otherwise,
administration, what was the response of the district administration? Because, initially sitting here in Chandigarh, there was a lot of concern when people started, you know, posting videos with, audio videos, etc., saying that we've heard loud blasts and there are things in the sky, and then the blackouts were ordered. So how did the district administrations, how did they cope?
actually it was also
uh,
a like a knee-jerk reaction from the administration. Whenever they first there will be reports of drones sighting in the sky and some blasts, and then admin will react to that. Most of the cases in Amritsar. After that, they will sound the alarm. They will impose the blackout,
Iron.
and all the moves that comes after that. It implies that they were also taken by surprise every time the drones would come. They also had no idea that when the drones are coming because there was no advance alarm in most of the cases.
Mm.
If there is a general blackout, that is a different thing. But whenever there were drones, immediately administration would react and they would send the messages. They would say they would be blackout. And also, as we talked earlier, also that in the districts like Amritsar, Gurdaspur, Pathankot, there will be forced blackout. People won't shut down their lights. Admin have to manually cut the power supply from the grid. So every time there would be a drone sighting, they would cut the supply, and it would imply the blackout all over the place. And then they will have to request that if you are running generator or you are running your inverter, then you also have to turn that off.
Power
So
off.
this was the immediate yes, because this was the immediate reaction from the administration. And the second thing, the administration always had not much information about what is going over the sky because they are I think because of the security reasons and others, they don't have the first hand information of what is happening in the sky. And that's why they would sometimes confirm the drone sighting sometimes confirm the blast, but they were never clear about what was the source of it. Like drone could be from the other side also, the could be security drone or something like that, but they always had not such information with them, that what kind of drones they are and what kind of why the blasts are taking place. Because it happens in Amritsar that two areas were special. There were two areas where drone activity was concentrated. One was the area on the near the Khasa. Khasa is on the outskirts of the Amritsar, and it has two things. On one side it has the BSF campus, on other side it has army cantonment.
Okay.
So there was lots of action over in that area, and the other was like Ram Teerth Road and the area behind the Amritsar airport, because in days also we will see area from the Ram Teerth Road. So I think there were attempts from the drone to attack the airport area, and the Air Force. There is also Air Force base of the. So lots of action was in those areas.
Okay.
So,
Rakhi, also we saw that the drones did not stop at the border. It wasn't as if it's only
yeah.
Firozpur, Amritsar. They came further inland into Jalandhar, Hoshiarpur. So can you tell us about it?
Yeah, the drones were not only limited to the border villages or the border districts this time, because normally, to start with, the six border districts, they were on the high surveillance and they received extra funds as well for exigencies and all. But the drones were visible in Mansa, in Bathinda, in Ludhiana, although very minimal, but they were visible, and that's why initially there was there was an alarm from the and in Hoshiarpur, in the Doaba side as well, in Hoshiarpur, in Jalandhar, where normally in the 71 war, the elders, they say that the focus was entirely more on the border areas, although there were blackouts in the entire state. They were saying that. That's what Kamal said, that the times have changed, and the drones or the missiles, whatever, it's an air attack sort of. So they have to fly and go to other sides, and there were very less. There were not even one incidence where we could have seen that any drone fell in that border village or in a closed in that body, even within the 10-kilometer range. Although they saw them, and the drones fly, and they went to the other sides, and in Jalan in but the serious point was that in Firozpur there were lots of drones seen in the cantonment area, which is a very high security zone.
Yeah,
And close to the cantonment area, around 7 kilometers away from it,
I said Firozpur is very.
the one drone fell on one of the house, and yeah,
Yeah.
and one more drone fell in that Shahid Bhagat Singh area in Firozpur, and that also was at a radius of around 7 kilometers. So that was a really serious thing, which was unlike in the 71 war. And but then the people said that times have changed, technology has changed, so we can't expect the enemy to behave the same way as they used to behave in 71. And even in 99, when there was a Kargil war, the focus was in Kargil area only, although there were utmost precautions taken in the border districts, and there was land mining as well in the fields. And the villagers said that those mines, they were removed from the fields after 2 years. The villagers, army had occupied the 20% of the total border area under agriculture, and that area was freed after 2 years. For that time, they were getting compensation. Villagers complained that a number of them didn't even get the compensation, because in border area there is a problem of ownership of land, Girdabri, and all. So that's an entirely different subject. But as in the Maja area, as Kamaldeep is saying, that the movement was not much. but it wasn't the case in Firozpur and Fazilka. There was a lot of movement from Firozpur and Fazilka villages. I mean, the 50% of the population they had moved out, and they are still coming back to the village. I mean, they have not come 100%, but yes, almost 80 to 90% they have moved back.
And what about, was there some damage? Because you saw pictures of craters in the villages, etc. So was there a damage to
Yeah.
particular area where a village saw this damage?
In Mansa Kalkala village, there was the field had a huge the shaft of that. I mean, the cylindrical object to which they are calling as a missile. It had gone inside around 8 feet deep inside the fields. This the administration themselves they had confirmed. So the fields and around 15 acre of that around that area, the parts they had spread. So that particular field, it got damaged, and even in villages of Bathinda as well, the damages were caused to the houses as well in Tungwali village. And there was a drone in that Beed area as well in Bathinda. So so these areas, the fields got craters, and in Sirsa as well, the agricultural fields they got craters. So that was seen.
Okay. Yeah, Kamal, you wanted to add something?
It is by luck that these things didn't drop on the dense populated area. Most of these things dropped around the cantonment areas, air bases, the army establishments. So it was we can say just by luck. This time we didn't see a major casualty. Like there was only one case in Firozpur where a woman has died due to the drone. But in Amritsar also, a drone fell just in the village, in the center of village. There was a house. It fell in just in front of that house, and it immediately caught a fire. But no one was injured. But I will say that it is all by luck, because we cannot say that when two things collide in the sky where they would fall.
We were talking to some drone experts, and they said the army also neutralized the drones in areas to ensure that they did not do any damage. So when they came crashing down, they crashed into villages or empty spaces. So
it could be the case. It could be the case
Yeah,
that
it
we
can
see
be the case.
most
Air
of the drones fell into the vacant areas.
Yeah.
But the first incident that happened on the night of May 7, in which a man was killed, that was also that I think also landed into a open field, and the person died because he went near to it and he tried to make a video of it, and after that there was some blast, and in which he was killed and 7 others were injured. Otherwise, we can say
on the 6th, right? On May 6th?
Yes, yes. In the intervening night.
On the intervening night of
unidentified object. An unidentified object.
Yes, unidentified. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
So mostly we can say that people remain lucky, but still there was a fear. There was fear, especially among the people living in the cities, because they saw that action, and it was first time that citizens in Amritsar were concerned, and the central Amritsar. That is in the it is a constituency, assembly constituency. It's MLA Dr. Ajay Gupta. He especially went to meet the shopkeepers and the citizens. He said I went there to raise their morale, to give them some courage. And told them that army is there to protect us. So it was first time when the fear was more in the cities than the villages, because the people in the cities, they saw those things colliding with each other, and then they listened the blast. And also because there was no information of what was happening over there in the sky over them. So there was a definitely sense of fear, but still people people remain calm. They gathered their courage to face all this. But still we can say that next time this whole experience has changed the perception about the war. Now people know that they are safe nowhere when there is a war. Earlier it used to be on the border area, but now that perception has totally changed, because we have also seen the things colliding on the sky over Sirsa, which is very much inland near the Delhi. So I think that perception has totally changed by this warfare currently we have seen.
Yeah, this time the villagers were rather relaxed because that
Yes.
which I already said that although there was a partial evacuation initially from the border villages and administration was entirely focused on the border districts, but when they saw the drones or the objects collide, they reaching far in the cities, and there was not even a single incident in any of the border village where we can see a drone fell and some damage happened or so. Everything happened to the areas near the air bases or within the cities and the people. In Ludhiana, although no such activity happened, but in Ludhiana, the industrialists, they were too scared of their high-rise buildings, of their big palatial houses, bungalows, and they said, "What if I'm sleeping and some object falls on the roof of my house?" Because when they saw this in Poonch as well, that how the houses, even in the DC colony, the houses got damaged and then an officer died as well.
I
So,
also
so
want to.
this time the scare was more
City.
in the cities, but at the same time, what people told us that this time people were not at all scared. I mean, they were because in this era of social media, they were not treating it as a war. They were not. They were. It was the fun for them when an object was falling. After that, they were gathering around and watching it as if it's a show, or they are making reels that they can get some good views out of it. And such videos, they are still on the social media in various forms or with the background music or something else. In Barnala, people said that we were really agitated that after listening to blasts and sounds, the elders said that we were really scared. And the youngsters, on the other hand, they were enjoying that now Barnala will also come in headlines. So they said that a war is a war, and people must treat it that it's a war. They said, but this time people were very non-serious about it, and they said it's a matter of great concern. And no doubt the blackouts are now an old thing. But still, if you have been asked to observe blackout, even that was not being observed religiously.
Also, people question that why blackouts are being held, because most of them were asking that now, because all these things works on GPS and other technologies, highway technologies, and they don't need to see what is they don't need light to target where they want to target. So this was also a question that remains unanswered because nobody really answered this question from any side. And the one thing I wanted to add here that these drones were different from the drones which are used for the smuggling of the drugs from the border. Those drones are of very small capacity. They may pick up the load up to 10 kg or something, and they fly a very less distance. They just have to cross zero line and go somewhere around 1 kilometer or 2 kilometer maximum. So these drones were different, which we saw during this warfare. And the drones that are used by the drug smugglers, those are different. These two are totally different problems. And like the government had also announced that they will install some system over the border with by spending, I think, 47 crores. That will detect the drone. But you can detect the drone, but how you will know that where it is going to land, which was also the case in this warfare also. And I think drones are going to be a challenge for a long time.
Yeah.
Because yes, you can detect the drone. Like now in this warfare, we have seen that people detected the drone with their naked eyes. They know there is a drone. But the thing is that for now worked for the India, that our defense system was very capable of stopping them and blasting them in the air.
In fact,
Yeah.
we don't talk
Yeah,
about. I think we have a very robust anti-drone system and integrated air defense mechanism.
yeah.
So, which is why when we say that we were lucky, partly we were lucky because we had the systems in place.
System in place.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, because last night when drones were visible in Amritsar, Hoshiarpur, the Suwa, they were new. I mean, they were
Utilized.
that was the official thing. But in Firozpur as well, they were visible. But I mean that today morning I spoke to the border villagers. I said, then why didn't you inform the administration? Or they said, "Ki we knew that army is going to neutralize them, and they are just coming and." It's okay. That they said we saw it in the Gatti block, and then they disappeared. They said पहले भी कुछ नहीं हुआ, अब भी नहीं होगा. I
Correct.
mean now
So on that,
people are saying कि
yeah.
so people are now rather it people are saying कि in Pathankot we have relatives who live very close to the cantonment area, and I mean that uncle, he was in merchant navy earlier. So he said, कि, I mean, we are eating food, we are enjoying our drinks, and then we are listening to the blast noises. And then I said, how do you manage? I mean, listening to all this. They said, now we know that there is a cant nearby, and they will manage and they will neutralize
So
everything, and so that's why we are relaxed. So that
They,
was also there a kind of a trust people had on the army, on the men in olive, that
yeah,
they'll manage everything.
yeah.
but there is
that
one more
trust
factor.
that trust was there, but they were not very upbeat about but at the same time, not barring the politicians, the administrative officials, because this time they were working independently. Not There was not much political movement in the area till last days,
Hmm.
so they were also available on phone call if you are texting them even at 2 a.m. So they were replying within 30 seconds or within 1 minute. So they were also awake.
Yeah.
The deputy commissioners of the border districts, even the non-border districts as well.
Okay. Kamal, one last word and then we can wrap it up.
Yes, ma'am. I just wanted to add that because we are discussing the drones and we have said that people have taken it this kind of lightly also. But at the same time, we have to said that the whole thing is going to impact the border areas very much because when it comes to economy, the at this moment economy of the Amritsar and the border areas are very much shattered because tourists are not coming and ICP is closed, the integrated checkpost is closed, the trade with Afghanistan is closed, the movement of passengers and goods that has been closed. So there is going to be big impact if this situation doesn't ease out in the near future. It is going to be a long impact on the economy of Amritsar and also the perception about the border areas because the perception has changed recently. That because nowadays there were very good roads in the border areas and roads were developed. The border district and villages, they have almost similar kind of facilities that we see in the cities. But with all this thing that has happened, it is definitely a big jolt for the economy of the border areas.
Yeah, the villagers, they said that I mean, after this all thing, they said villagers and even the city areas, they said we need that our borders need to be strengthened much more than they are as of now. And already there is a call going on. I mean, there are voices that the border district Punjab, it needs a special package. It's high time now because that's why I mean this city is vulnerable to attacks because the borders are not that strengthened as they should have been, and the state is very thickly populated. So it's easy for Pakistan to attack towards this side and cause the maximum civilian loss.
Yeah. So on that note, in fact, you'll be happy to know that Prime Minister flew down to Punjab. As we speak, he's in Punjab. He's in Jalandhar, he's in a base called Adhampur base. Yes. And I think this is one way of showing solidarity with the people and boosting their morale. And we hope that we don't have to see any more conflict and thank you to the big thank you to the Indian Army, to the Air Force, and for keeping us safe, and to the people for remaining very strong and robust and fearless and not giving way to panic.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's in the genes of Punjabis. We, even if we fear, we say we don't fear.
Yes, absolutely. Take care. Thank you so much for watching this program.